Hello, welcome to the first online class for economic statistics. Okay, today it is the first day of the class, so I'm going to introduce the course overview, outline, policies, and the basic things. So it'll be relatively short, but it contains a lot of important information that you must know uh, for this semester in this course. Okay, so let me start from the very basic information. By the way, all the information is also in the syllabus, so it's a kind of summary of the syllabus with some additional comments. Okay, so if you are watching this video, I believe you know the course information, right? So it's ECO320, Economic Statistics, and it is one of the core courses for econ majors. And there are two class numbers because I'm teaching two sections of this course, but both courses, both sections watch the same videos. Basically, there is no difference between the sections, and the course will be fully online, asynchronous. So as you're watching this video, I'm going to upload like lecture videos like this throughout the semester. So you are going to learn by watching the videos and doing online quizzes, like that. So I will explain more how the course will proceed later in this slide. And my information. So my name is Byung Park. I am an assistant professor in the Department of Economics. And my email address is here. So feel free to email me whatever you want to talk about with me. So I'd be happy to answer your questions. I'd be happy to advise your research or your career. Even though I may not be helpful, so maybe just if you want to talk with some professor, say, then I think myself is easygoing. So feel free to email me. I'll be happy to interact with you. So by the way, this course is online. So overall I like teaching online, but the big problem is I don't know any student. After semester, usually I have no interaction with any student, so that's the only maybe the biggest minus of an online course. So, but if you're willing to, if you don't like that either, then I'd be happy to talk with you by email or by meeting you. So let me know. I also wish to see you. And my office is in the Hudson building. Hudson building is away from the academic podium, so you need to walk a little. So you have to come to this building if you want to see me. My office hours are on Tuesday, Thursdays in the morning. So it is just set time. I schedule office hours like this because I have to, but I'm flexible. So you don't need to come this time. If you want to stop by at this time, I'd be happy. But also, I prefer making an appointment flexibly because I try to stay in my office at this time. But from time to time, I have to do something else, right? So by making an appointment, we can make sure I don't miss you, and I will stay in my office by the time we have an appointment. Also, you may choose either if you want to meet in person or on Zoom. So either way is okay. Or if you want to use something else other than Zoom, other app, then also let me know. I don't know, what's the name? Microsoft Teams, or there are other online meeting apps. I can also use them. So feel free to email me, right? Okay, from now on, more important information about the course. There are prerequisites. So this is a core course 300 level course, and to register this course, to get a grade from this course, you need 3 passing grades from 3 courses, passing grades from 3 courses, right? That's required. One is intro micro and another is intro macro. So I believe these are satisfied by most of you. Usually these are not a problem, right? But typically many students don't have this requirement, calculus requirement. You have to have a passing grade from one of these courses. So there are different courses like Math 102 or 103, they don't count. It should be exactly one of these, right? So this is not my policy. This is the policy by the department set in the undergrad bulletin, so I cannot change them. So you have to check whether you have those passing grades. So, and as you may know, even if you take like those required courses this semester, they don't count. So you have to show that you passed those 3 courses, right? So taking this semester does not count. And and even if you do not satisfy those requirements, still you may be able to register this course online. That is possible because there is no automatic screening system in our registration system. But we have office ladies, office staffs who read your transcripts, and they check whether you satisfy the prerequisites. They do it by hand, by reading your transcripts. So it takes time. That means when they find someone does not satisfy the prerequisites, they will deregister that student from the course anytime. That can be caught in December or anytime. So literally anytime. So like for example, you do all the quizzes and spend a lot of time in this course, but actually you don't satisfy the prerequisites. Then you cannot get a grade from this course, right? So even if you could register this course, that doesn't imply you satisfy the prerequisites. So you should check your requirements by yourself. And if you are uncertain, let me know. Send me an email. Like typically complications happen if you transfer your credits. So like if the transfer is complete, then it's not a problem. But I understand that credit transfer takes time. So then we have to settle that before to make sure you can take this course. So let me know. I will handle that case by case. Okay. So and another administrative policy. I understand that many of you are taking this course because it is required. Yeah, it is required for econ majors. And then when you graduate as an econ major, what you need is just a passing grade from this course, right? So the requirement is not that strict. D- or better, that means anything but a failure is enough for your graduation. But there are other requirements that is related to the grade from this course. For example, your overall GPA should be over 2.0, and your econ major GPA should be at least 2.0, right? So, and of course there are more requirements like number of credits, like general education things, but they are not related to this course. What I'm telling you here is this requirement, whether you graduate, even if the grade from this course is too low to graduate, I will not consider that as a factor in grading. Of course, I should not consider them as a basis of my grade, right? So you have to make sure you get D minus from this course, and also you have to make sure your GPA is good enough to graduate, especially if you are in the final semester, right? So I'm telling, and later I will show you how the grade will be calculated. So everything is transparent in this course. So you can expect, expect how many points you need to get D minus or a certain grade. So it is your responsibility to make sure you satisfy the requirements, right? Again, I'm not going to consider these kind of things as in your grade, right? When you grade in grading, anything else, anything outside the course cannot be a factor, right? So, and also understand, actually, it's not that difficult to satisfy, so it's your responsibility. And if you need accommodations, you need to contact TAISS, right? TAISS. You can email or call them, then and register in this office. Then this office will send me a letter, what's needed and what kind of accommodation is recommended. So then I will of course follow that. So yeah, so know this. And academic integrity. So of course it's easy, like so obvious. Don't cheat. If caught, your grade will be downgraded by a letter. Like A minus becomes B minus, and like B plus becomes C plus, like that. And report of violation of academic integrity will be filed to the Office of Undergraduate Education. I have been teaching this course for 10 years. I've been here for 10 years since 2013. So, and I have filed more than 10 reports for violation of academic integrity. So I know how to do that, right? I know how it works. So basically, one report is not a big problem. So if you don't have any violation so far, and if I file a report about your violation, then it is just alert. But if it's a second time, then you are in a big trouble. Then an academic probation will be imposed, and they may put more action. They may take more actions if the violation is serious, right? So this is the penalty I impose, and I will report your violation to the Office of Undergraduate Education, and they may do something more actions. Okay, and also even if I file the report, you have the right to file a grievance to the Office of Undergraduate Education. Then they will a committee will be gathered and it will be set up, and they will decide if your case is a violation or not. So don't do that. As I said, I'm serious about this. I did it many times. Okay, and you are grown-ups, so just be responsible for your action. Okay. Okay. So far, it was more about administrative stuffs, and now let me describe how this course will proceed. Right? There are three major components for this course because it is an online course, so it is different from typical in-person classes. I'm going to upload lecture videos, so you are going to watch lecture videos first with slides. I'm going to upload slides, and then you can try online quiz based on based on the videos. And then if you have difficulties, you may repeat watching the videos, or also I will upload guide videos. How I will show you how to solve the quiz. So in principle, basically, if you put enough effort, you can do everything. So quiz is not a big problem because I'm going to show you how to do that. So by repeating, like repeatedly watching the videos and trying the quizzes, you should be able to get the maximum points, like as long as you try, right? And so lecture videos and quiz guide videos will be uploaded on YouTube, and quiz will be available on Brightspace. So you are going to use these two platforms, and actually the YouTube video links, share links, will be also posted on Brightspace. So basically, Brightspace is where you see all the materials. Okay, and then there will be 12 chapters. So each chapter has these three components. So for each chapter, I'm going to upload video, quiz, and guide, right? So you are going to repeat that 12 times, then that's a semester, right? A lecture video, a lecture on a chapter will be uploaded as multiple short videos, right? Usually I try to divide lecture into 10 to 15 minutes. So when I finish a certain topic, then I try to stop the video and continue in another video, because when I watch YouTube, I cannot concentrate more than 10 minutes, right? So if a video is like 20 minutes, I understand I lose concentration after 10 to 15 minutes. So I try to cut a video short, like as long as like 10 minutes, 15 minutes, right? But it may vary, but I'll try. And by the way, a lecture video is usually a weekly lecture video will be, it depends on the chapter, the topic, like it can be like 2 hours or more than 3 hours. So it may vary, right? So earlier chapters are actually easier, so the videos will be shorter. But I have been teaching the same course for 10 years. I'm using the same materials online. What I realize is in class, it takes like say 1 hour and a half to cover certain slides, but it takes shorter than that online, because I don't see your expression and I don't get any questions. So usually it's shorter than in-person classes. On the other hand, if you had questions, then you could repeat the same part again. And even if like after watching them again, still you don't understand and you have questions, you can email me or you can see me. Then I can answer your questions, right? So that's how it works in an online course, right? And then after watching the lecture video, I'm going to give you a quiz which has 10 questions, right? A chapter has one quiz, and one quiz has 10 questions, and all of them are multiple choices, right? For simplicity of grading. And quiz may be more difficult than the lecture. That's typical, right? It requires more calculation. So I will also upload guide how you handle the quiz and what kind of techniques you need to use here, right? So after trying a quiz, you can retry that later after watching the guide video, right? So I will explain that later again. And it is flexible. When you watch the videos and when you do the quiz, it's totally up to you, right? That's the biggest advantage of doing online course. You can do it when you have time or like where you like, all right? And there is no exam. This is brief description of my plan, how this course will go on. And also we already have the schedule. So I planned the semester schedule like this. So there are 12 chapters, right? You can see the title of the chapters in the syllabus, right? Like say chapter 1 is about probability, chapter 12 is about linear regression model. So I dated the when they will be uploaded, and also there are due dates, right? Note that all the upload dates are Mondays. Mondays, I will try to upload all the videos and quizzes, make them available by Monday, and then you have 2 weeks, right? From like if it's uploaded on September 4th, then the due date is Sunday 2 weeks later, right? So exactly, it's weekly. It's weekly activity up to the week before the Thanksgiving, right? There is no break. There is no break in between them. The 12 consecutive weeks and 12 consecutive weeks for the due dates, right? By the way, another thing here is I upload this video on August 21st or earlier than that. The 21st is the start of the semester, but I have 1 week like buffer before the first chapter upload date, because as you may expect, transition from Blackboard to Brightspace is not easy. So as I said, I have been teaching this course for 10 years, and like since 2020 I've been teaching this course online. So I have built a lot of materials online based on Blackboard, but I have to rebuild everything, like not from the scratch, but basically from nothing. So I was promised that the office promised that all the materials will be converted to Brightspace, but that's also delayed. So I have no converted courses on Brightspace at all. So please understand, I'll try my best to do everything on time, but it's a big transition, right? So but I promise I will try that. And if I am late, then I will extend the due date. So don't worry too much about that. Just remember the calendar, right? I have the calendar. And textbooks. There is no required textbook. So I have these textbooks, right? I am reading this text. I use these textbooks to make questions and I use them as reference, but none is required. And if you want a textbook, usually I recommend some online materials. Wikipedia is not bad, and there are many lecture notes available on Google by searching for like economic statistics lecture notes. Then you can find a lot of free materials. They're good. Or if you want to have a like physical book, then any introductory statistics will be fine. You can borrow one from a library, or you can buy one. You can buy a used one, or you can buy an older edition. So introductory statistics is no difference. Pretty much it's been the same for many decades. So it doesn't matter which one you use. And if you want me to recommend a specific textbook, I like this most. Among these textbooks, I like this one, Vital Statistics by Sandholm and Saranidi. But the problem is, if you type Vital Statistics on Google, then this textbook does not come up on top. So you have to search with the author names, right? Okay, I like that. And just to show you, the textbook, thick, typical textbook like this. But anyhow, simply speaking, there is no requirement for textbook, right? You may use any textbook, and you don't need any. Like my slide, I tried to make slide to contain everything. So I hope that's enough. And I don't want you to spend any more money. That's not that useful overall. Okay. Okay. The most important part, grading. The grading policy. Grade is based only on 12 quizzes. As I said, there are 12 chapters, and then and each chapter has one quiz. So you are going to do 12 quizzes, and each quiz has 10 questions, and each question is 1 point. So the maximum possible point is 120. If you get all 10, then you get 120. And as I said, there is no exam, and there will be no extra credit. Extra credit opportunity is not given at all, and there will be no curve. So no curve, even though I don't curve, but from the past experience, my grading is on the generous side, very generous actually. So a lot of students get A. So don't worry too much about generosity of the grading. It is up to you, your effort. If you're willing to do it on time, then you'll be fine. And more details about the quiz. As I said, 10 questions. And so what happens is, maybe you know how to do it. When you start the quiz, there will be 10 questions, and you answer them and submit. Then you can see your grade immediately upon submission. So as soon as you submit your quiz, you will see your grade. If you're satisfied, that's good. But if you are not satisfied with your grade, if you want to retry that, you can do that up to 10 times, right? So retry again. Maybe you can try until you get the maximum points. However, at each trial, the questions will be randomized, right? In a new attempt, you will see similar questions but different numbers, different answers. So keep that in mind. And the final grade, and if you have tried multiple attempts, the highest grade among the multiple attempts will be recorded as the grade for this quiz, right? By the way, this randomization is a problem in the transition to Brightspace. That takes time to set up randomization, when you repeat quiz. By the way, anyhow, so what you can see here is, as I said, if you are willing to make enough effort, almost always you can get 10 points, right? Additionally, I said there are guide videos. If you have difficulties doing a certain question, you can you can watch the video and find a guide in the video. So I believe it won't cause any problem. And maybe the most important information is late submission policy. As I said, I have taught this course for 10 years, and I have seen a lot of students submitting their assignments later than the due date, and I have seen a lot of excuses, right? There are very funny excuses and typical excuses like grandparent died, like that. So I understand emergencies happen, right? And yeah, I understand. You may be sick, or you may be involved in an accident, right? Your computer may be down, or power outage may happen. Internet server can be under maintenance, blah blah blah. A lot of different excuses and a lot of things happen, and so I give you a grace period, right? So I set the due date earlier, but I give you a grace period up to 1 week after the due date. So for example, so the first quiz is due by Sunday, September 17th. Then the grace period is up to this date, right? Sunday, September 24th, right? So if you submit your quiz by this date and let me know to like notify me of your submission, then I can give you a grade without any penalty. Because you have your own life, and things happen, and I respect your privacy, and I understand that a lot of things happen, and many of them are not documentable. Like it's not easy to document accidents like death, right? You are like in a big trouble, but if that's your private issue, I'm not curious about that. So I don't need any explanation as long as you are submitting the homework within the grace period, right? Right? No penalty, no explanation, no excuse. Just let me know because I need to enter your grade. I need to accept your submission, right? So as you see, I'm generous. However, on the other side, I cannot allow like too much late submission, right? I need some rule. That is 1 week. And after the grace period, absolutely no submission will be accepted. I said absolutely no submission accepted, right? So it is your responsibility to make sure you do everything by the due date if possible. But if that was not possible, then you have to do that within the grace period. Otherwise, there is no partial credit. Simply 0. You are going to get 0, right? I said it in the syllabus and here, so I bind my hands. So you have to understand that. And as I said, I handled a lot of students with many different excuses, right? Some of them are serious excuses, and some are laughable excuses. I respect all of them, but I cannot accept all of them, right? As a grader, I have to be fair, and I have to follow the rule, the policy. So, based on my experience, I have to set this is a reasonable policy, and then I'm going to be very strict. I will be very, very strict on this rule, right? So there is no hassle, no more negotiation at all. And then, after all, your grade will be determined. It's a cumulative of 12 quizzes with the maximum of 120, and you are going to get A if your final grade is more than 110 points, right? And 5 points increment for each letter grade. And in the bottom, you have failure if you don't get 50% of the points, right? As I said, you have a lot of chances. You can repeat, and you have guide videos. So if you don't get 60 points, it is your responsibility, right? So, and there is no extra credit chance, and there is no curve. So you may be in a big trouble later in this semester. So please don't delay, don't procrastinate. Just do everything on time and plan ahead. And also, as you may expect, the first earlier chapters are easier than later chapters. So it's better to collect more points earlier the semester, and then later it will take more time to get a better grade, better points. So also keep that in mind and plan ahead. Okay, and again, you need D- or better to graduate as an econ major, that means you need 60 points, right? If you just need to graduate, then collect 60 points and you don't need to do anything else. That's I don't recommend that, but that is possible. So grading is very transparent. And of course, you can check your grade on Brightspace. You can check your grade right after you submit a quiz, so you can follow where you are going, right? Okay, so far I have described the basic policies, grading and late submission policies. And from now on, I will briefly discuss why statistics is required. You may have wondered why I'm econ major, why do I have to take statistics, right? So let me use like 10 minutes to explain that. Let me start from one example from economic theory. I don't know if this is taught in intro micro, but at least it should be taught in intermediate microeconomics. 300 should teach this. So one of the interesting questions in microeconomics is how a monopoly firm maximizes its profit, right? So like monopoly is a very popular topic in microeconomics to analyze. And how it works like this. Simple summary, 3-line summary is like this. Assume that the marginal cost is C. So to produce another product, you need cost C. And demand function is given by quantity demanded equals to A minus B P. So as price goes up, the demand quantity goes down. So there is negative sign here. And under these assumptions, right? And then you can solve that the profit maximization is achieved when the price is given by this, A minus C over 2B, right? Right, so this is what you are going to learn or what you have learned in microeconomics. So it is interesting. That means if you become the CEO of a monopoly firm, then you can use this theory to choose the optimal price. Is it realistic? No. Can you use this theory in reality? No. Because even more difficult problem is how to estimate the parameters. Even if you know the theory, even if you know how to maximize profit, and even if you know how to solve the maximization problem mathematically, the main problem is you need actual numbers for these parameters. I said, what is the cost? I wonder what is the cost, and I don't know what is the demand. We assumed there is a demand function, but it is not given. You have to find that out. That is, as you can expect, it's more difficult, right? So this is where you need statistics for economics. So how to estimate the demand? You have to collect data, the market data, and see the movement between how much good is sold and what was the price. So you see the quantity and prices from a market and analyze the relationship. That is demand function, right? So using the data, you have to estimate, find out the parameters. This process is actually quite difficult, right? It's not easy. So that's where you need statistics, and why this is why statistics is required in economics. So this kind of structure is similar in any kind of economic theory. In macroeconomics, we learn a lot of theories, but basically, I don't know what is the parameters, right? So then you need to estimate the parameters to apply that theory to your problem in reality, right? So this is not unique in economics. Actually, you may wonder why economics requires statistics, but actually, statistics is widely used in other social sciences. So statistics may not be required in other majors, but they have their own statistics. Like psychology has their own statistics course, sociology has their own statistics, business has their own statistics. Basically, quantitative analysis is statistics. Criminal justice has statistics. Public policy has methodological tools, is statistics. And biostatistics in public health and human development education has their own statistics. So statistics is everywhere, used everywhere, because we need to analyze the data first. So understanding the data is how we connect theory to reality. So that's why social sciences need statistics. And by the way, as you can see, you may think statistics is a kind of mathematics. Not wrong, but these courses are all in social sciences, right? Applied fields. So statistics is not just mathematical theories. It is based on mathematics, but it's more practical tools, right? And furthermore, learning statistics is quite useful in your career, especially when you are looking for a job. So this is what I tell my PhD students. So think about this. There are some professions where winner takes all. Like, for example, so if you are a mathematician, if you are a like physics, theoretical physicist, right? Then you cannot compete with like Albert Einstein, or you cannot compete with like geniuses, right? So theory or genius can do like 100 times better than you. Like if you study some problem theoretically, then actually that could be solved by a genius in a shorter time, in a more general setup, in a more efficient and elegant ways. So this is what I tell my students. In theoretical fields, it's really hard to survive against geniuses. There are geniuses there, so it's not a good idea. Unless you are a genius, it is not a good idea to pursue a career in this kind of professions. On the other hand, where you have to go is labor-intensive profession. That is data work. As you can expect, so say Mark Zuckerberg is a genius programmer. Bill Gates is a genius, legendary programmer, but they cannot handle all the data by himself, right? They have like Facebook or like Microsoft has a lot of data, but they cannot read all the data by themselves. They need assistants. They need more people to clean the data, handle the data, and try a lot of things on the data. So this is better profession in that sense. You have more chance to survive, more chance. So the genius does not take your job. Genius cannot replace you because it is labor intensive. It takes physical time and they need more people. That's why these days data analysts, data scientists are popular in the job market, right? So it's official, and everyone knows that, but it's official. Like by the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, they publish Occupational Outlook handbook, and I take this information from 2021 handbook. And in the handbook, they analyze occupation by occupation, and then you can find the median wage for statisticians is $95,000 compared to the overall average 45,000 of course. I missed K, right? So more than twice higher wage for statisticians. So, and also not only higher right now, but the market will grow 31%, right? On average, average is 5%. Average expected growth is 5%, but this specific statistician occupation is expected to grow 31%. And what's interesting is, another problem is typical entry-level education is master's degree. What you are learning in this class is pretty introductory, right? You need to learn more skills to compete, to survive in the occupation, which I advertise following courses. So subsequent courses in economic data analysis is offered in these courses at the undergraduate level. So if you are interested in learning data analysis skills, I recommend you to take 420 Applied Econometrics. So econometrics is the name for economic data analysis field, the study of economic data analysis. And then I teach statistical causal inference in spring semesters, but actually I'm not certain next year. Next year I may not teach this course, but I offer another undergraduate level data analysis course, which is statistical causal inference. And of course, if you come to the master program or to the PhD program, there are many more courses. Like at the PhD level, we have 5 data analysis courses. So, and at the master level, maybe 3 or 4 courses are offered in data analysis topic. Okay. So this was supposedly short, but not that short introduction to the course. So I promise next time I will make the video shorter. So, and if you have any questions, let me know, and I'll be happy to talk with you. So, and good luck with the semester. Okay, see you later. Bye.